So before I joined Large-Cap, I'd worked in the private sector for about 2 decades. So I was more like an executive working for multinationals in the telecommunications space. So I've done a lot, working for different regions, market, and it was thrilling, to see how we had used technology to improve lives, or like we say, grow economies wherever they are. And that's what's my life before Large-Cap. So when I got the call, like I say, when I got that call to serve, I think I was already mentally ready to serve. I had worked in the private sector, I'd seen all the impact, but I was already being drawn back home and how I could serve. I was even particularly in private sector looking for ways I could help African businesses, African enterprises, Nigerian businesses with any opportunities that create itself where I was. So there was already that desire to want to do something back home. So I think it just made it easy when I got that call. I remember the day I was leaving, I was at the airport just before I traveled. I was discussing with my daughter, talking about what the new job could entail. And we were talking about what would I want to achieve. And I told her, I gave an idea of what I thought it could be. And guess what she told me? She told me, just go there and do a great job. I think that's what always driven me. To take the expertise, the experience, to come back home and do something great about it. I want to be part of the solution. I know we have challenges. We have a great agenda. The president has made it clear this is his renewed hope agenda. But at the end of the day, you do need people to help actualize it. And I've been driven by the fact that rather than stay on the sidelines, why don't you be part of the solution? So having coming from the private sector, of course, the first shock was that I'm coming from private sector and this is public sector. It's really, really, regulated, lots of rules and stuff. And one of the primary challenges I met when I joined Large-Cap, it looked simple, but I found out it was really tough. It was awareness. A lot of people did not know what Large-Cap does. A lot of people were not aware that we even have a satellite in space. Most people still think we don't have a satellite in space. And there are fewer countries in Africa. There are only about 14 countries. In West Africa, that's like, how many people have a communication satellite the size of what we have? So I was quite intrigued to find out that most people are not aware of the services that are being offered. They're not aware of this amazing asset we have and what it can do, the potential to touch different sectors to impact the economy. So I think that was my biggest challenge, because if people were not aware, what you're not aware, you cannot try to use, but they will not be interested in the service. So a lot of effort has been put, and we're still putting effort to create the awareness. Of course, there are other legacy issues about making sure technology is working and all that, but just even the awareness that this thing exists and this is what it can do. First of all, when I came, one of the things I wanted to ensure was that the infrastructure was working. So within the first 1 month, we wanted to get all the infrastructure working, the KA band, C band, whatever solution we were offering, we wanted it to be working. But then we realized that now the technology was there and infrastructure was working. The consumers, the clients were not even aware that we even exist with those kind of services. So we had to create a way to make sure we create awareness. And we're willing to use all the possible platforms. Of course, the easier traditional way was using referrals to make sure existing clients can, share about their, whatever engagements they've had with us, how they've seen our service, our new improved service to other people. But we also had to go out there, social media, traditional media, to share and keep talking. It actually forced us to use every avenue, conferences, events, be present, intentionally go to sectors. Because I recall my first 100 days in office, we were just reflecting at that time. And we realized that in that first 100 days, we were engaged with over 50 clients. Just from my office. That means every other day, we were talking to a new client. But that's to show the intentionality, to ensure that we put that awareness out there. We didn't just want to get the infrastructure working, we wanted it to be reliable. That was important to us, that the service delivery is enhanced, the infrastructure is reliable. We also wanted it to be continuous. The technology must be continuous. We didn't want clients, end users, enterprise users worried about how continuous is your technology. Is there going to be business continuity? Something else we also focused on was innovation. How do we innovate within and externally with other parties? So it meant us engaging with strategic partners, finding innovation hubs, creating joint partnership, creating an accelerator program to innovate into other sectors so they understand how they can use this technology to even help, expand and develop their own sectors. Thirdly was one of the things I was also very passionate about was the people, because at the end of the day, if we did all that with the infrastructure, we had a good strategy, we were innovative, and the people were not there, then you don't achieve anything. And I think our magic is the people. Most times I am driven to see how extra the people are going, just to make sure NITCOMSAT takes back this glory. And one of the things we've done is find ways to train the people, upskill the people, motivate the people. And if I look back at this past 1 year, I think one of the things that have kept me going is see how people in NITCOMSAT go extra, 110. I think that's a clear indication that yes, we have the people back on track. Some of the things we have done, at least we started with what we call the Project 774, which is to provide broadband internet in the 774 local government areas in secretariats in Nigeria. And we did that, of course, in combination with the Federal Ministry of Communication, Innovation and Digital Economy, with NIDA, with Galaxy and USPF. So to see that collaboration even within our own agency, that was quite interesting. We've been able to do 40 local governments, 8 states. We're still massively growing. We've done a lot of work with rural network operators, because our mandate also involves the fact that we increase the penetration levels, the broadband penetration levels for Nigeria. And we can't do that alone, that's the truth. Satellite is not the only technology to achieve that, and we cannot do that alone. And we are now beginning to do that with a lot of partners, rural telco operators. So it's either HubSpot, Infratel, a lot of these rural operators we are working with to help extend rural coverage in those networks. Some things we've done is also includes working with the defense sector. A lot of stuff we're doing, though some of them maybe cannot give a lot of details about, but it's to see the impact of supporting those that serve the country in that manner, to ensure that they can use technology to get their job easier. It's been fulfilling. Another thing we have done that I'm so proud of is some of the work we're doing in the agriculture sector, because what we are trying to show is the use cases for satellite beyond just using broadband for broadband. So some of the farms we are working with are farms that are doing precision agriculture or smart agriculture, using things like soil probes or soil IoTs to test the humidity, the pressure, the pH level of the soil, and that would determine how much they would irrigate or when they would actually apply the nutrients, which is the fertilizers. And all this data is being carried by satellite, stored in the cloud with other IoT devices in the farm. So it's great to see that kind of work, or something we are doing not just in agriculture, in healthcare. Creating healthcare platforms that can be remotely accessed no matter where the users are. It could be healthcare platforms so that people can access public sector healthcare or insurance. But sometimes it's just working with startups. Some of the startups we are working with are doing some great innovative work. Some of them are building telemedicine platforms, and we are working with them to ensure that that service is available in remote areas. As we look back, this past 1 year and what we have achieved under this administration, we want to extend our heartfelt thanks as NITCOMSAT to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for his unwavering support in helping us achieve our goals. We are truly aligned to the renewed hope agenda. His leadership and his commitment have been instrumental in all the success we've achieved this year. We want to greatly appreciate the Honorable Minister of Communication, Innovation and Digital Economy, Dr. Bosso Tijani, for his guidance, the resources provided have enabled NIGECOMSAT in projects like Project 774 and other projects. His dedication to our cause has inspired our team and actually strengthened our resolve. Thank you once again for the invaluable support. And as NIGECOMSAT, we look forward to continuing our collaboration to achieve even greater milestone in the next phase. So 1 year in office has been a lot of learning. I would say it's been a steep learning curve. And I've seen some very proud moments, which I'm very happy to say that, to see all that culminating to this whole Nigeria Satellite Group is a great indication that we are literally owning our leadership in the sector.